Welcome to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm your host, Joy Taylor. On today's show, should Cowboys fans feel betrayed by LeBron James showing love to Carson Wentz? Plus, Steven Jackson joins the show to break down his beef with Grizzlies star Chandler Parsons. And should teams be scared of the surging Ravens sneaking into the playoffs? Skip, Shannon, let's get to it. Let's start with LeBron. He faced Ben Simmons last night, so that automatically drew comparisons between the two. Before the game, LeBron praised Simmons, but said the media makes up the comparison. He said, quote, "Ben is Ben, and I am who I am." However, one thing LeBron did want to talk about before last night's game was his favorite NFL player. LeBron said he's a fan of Tom Brady, Antonio Brown, and Le'Veon Bell, but another NFL player is his current favorite. Let's take a listen.
My favorite player right now is Carson Wentz. I told my brother that early in the season, that I just love the way he plays the game. His way he able to get the progressions, throughout the course of a 3-step drop or a 5-step drop, and then if everything breaks down, his ability to run, get outside the pocket, either make passes or get yards with his feet. Just a very smart player from the outside looking in, obviously, and they got a really good team. I'm a Cowboy fan, I'm a Browns fan, but I'm a fan of sports and I know sports.
Let's see. Cowboy fan and a Browns fan. Oh.
Then during the game last night, LeBron scored the Cavs' first 9 points and finished with 30 and 14 rebounds. The Cavs blew out the Sixers to win their 8th straight game. Shannon, how impressed are you with LeBron's performance?
Floor is yours for a little while.
Is that tea or is that yak?
Why you got beef with Braun? Because he and my favorite player happen to reside in Philly. Joy, what is this? I'm tired of LeBron. I'm tired of seeing 30 points, 15, 16 rebounds. I'm tired of 33 and 17 assists. I'm tired of this, LeBron.
Yeah.
You're making it look too easy. Making it look, 15. Skip Bell, he played a bunch of minutes. He wearing down. KD took the mantle. KD ain't taking nothing. Everybody else in the NBA will get exactly what LeBron want to give them. And that's on a nightly basis, $29.99. That's what you'll get. That's what you'll like. Skip Bayless, I told you this. Until he says, I'm handing the crown off to somebody else.
Oh, really?
Unless you want to do like in Zimbabwe, you want to overthrow him. Do a hostile coup.
Wait, who won the finals last year?
Whoa. Oh, so is that how we base it?
Who's on the throne? Wait, is LeBron on the throne?
No.
I forgot. They won the Cavs won the finals.
I just want to make sure.
I forgot that LeBron's lost 5 finals? How's that possible?
Well, you go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
You're the king.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Seriously?
I'm done.
Oh, good. Is this for real?
Yeah, for real.
Oh, good. So, I want to talk about what I didn't get to talk about yesterday at the end of the show because LeBron had just done a little shoot-around interview that we saw a clip of in Philadelphia ahead of last night's game against the 76ers in Philadelphia. And this was vintage, classic, typical LeBron James, the all-time great. You know what he's greatest at? Front-running, sellout, bandwagon jumping. I've never seen anything like this before. So this is a LeBron James. Let's put this all in perspective. This is a LeBron who once wore an Emmitt Smith Cowboy jersey on the field before a Browns game. This is a LeBron James who once wore a Yankee cap at an Indians playoff game because he just goes with the front runners. He's Cowboys, Yankees, whatever's good for the brand, he goes with. But in this case, Sean Lee's out, and finally Zeke got suspended for 6 games, and Dak's struggling, so I got to run from that. That's not good for my brand. I'm about to play the 76ers in Philadelphia, where it is just Eagles fever. It is crazy. I'm sure LeBron heard it all the night before and all morning in his hotel. Eagles, baby, Eagles. How about them Eagles, baby? So he goes and tells the mostly Philadelphia media that his new favorite player is Carson Wentz? Are you kidding me? It's the ultimate betrayal for a quote-unquote Cowboy fan. And guess what? LeBron James, you are now officially forever banished from ever being a Cowboy fan again, because no Cowboy fan would say that his favorite player is now the Eagles quarterback. It's outrageous.
Can I ask you a question? Your favorite team is the Cowboys. Why do you root so hard for Tom Brady?
Why do I do this show? And they're
No.
in the AFC.
No. This
They're
has
in the AFC.
outside. So you only a Tom Brady fan for the show?
No, I mean, I have to pick who I think is going to win. I think Tom Brady's going to win another championship.
No. I've asked you on several occasions, if you root for the Cowboys, that's your favorite team, why do you like Tom Brady so much?
I'm the only one on the show who acknowledges that Tom Brady is far and away the greatest quarterback ever, and you have problems, and we're about to have other people on the show who have big problems with him.
That has nothing to do with it. Because so you only like greatness.
Wait, are the New England Patriots the Cowboys' rival? Are they division rival? No! The Eagles are the ultimate rival of the Dallas Cowboys.
How about this?
The ultimate betrayal, the ultimate disgrace for a Cowboy fan, quote unquote, now that he's jumped off that bandwagon and on to the next one, is you cannot embrace anything Philadelphia.
Skip it out. That's so ridiculous.
And guess what it is? You know you're playing this hot, young 76ers team, so you want to be able to go into that building and get those fans to cheer for you. And I'm watching the game, and I can't really tell from what I hear, but it sounded like LeBron was getting cheered at least as loudly as anything that Ben Simmons did or Joel Embiid did for the baby 76ers.
So if you don't mind me asking.
Wow, way to go. So it's brilliant. It's brilliant strategy.
In the late 80s, there are no Detroit Pistons fans that Detroit was their favorite team, that Michael Jordan was their favorite player. Yes or no?
Their favorite player?
Was at any point in time, Detroit Piston fans in the late...
No, a real Detroit fan? Heck no, they hated Michael Jordan. Are you kidding me?
Skip.
They hated him.
Skip.
They hated him.
Skip.
Did you just compare Carson Wentz to Michael Jordan? Is that where we're going now?
So
really? He's now Michael Jordan? He's in his second year. He's on a meant-to-be magic carpet ride. And LeBron said, he's now my favorite player, and I know sports. Baloney! Baloney!
Just for me. So unless you're the equivalent. So LeBron James, so now that the Cowboys bandwagon, Cowboys can no longer accepting any more fans. The Yankees are accepting any more fans. Yeah. Skip, do you understand how ridiculous this sounds? You make it. Hold on.
I know how ridiculous it sounded for him to say that Carson Wentz is now his favorite player ahead of a game in Philly against the 76ers.
But the entire quote
says
he's
LeBron.
a fan of greatness.
Yeah.
He acknowledged Tom Brady, but you didn't have a problem with that. You got a problem because the Eagles are kicking the Cowboys' butt, and Carson Wentz is way better than Dak Prescott. That's what you're upset about. But let me go back to LeBron James.
He's disqualified now. He can never be a Cowboy fan again.
This is where we are with LeBron James. LeBron James and President Trump. You've already drawn your line in the sand. Either you like LeBron or you don't. You either like President Trump or you don't. So he's trying to get more fans. Really,
now,
Skip
wait,
Bayless?
did you just compare LeBron James to President Trump?
No, I'm not. Skip Bayless. See what you're trying to do there?
I don't get it. I don't get it.
You're dug in. Either you like LeBron or you don't. Either you like President Trump or you don't. What don't you get?
Well, I admire LeBron James as a basketball player, and I'm going to draw the line right there.
Okay. Some people admire President Trump as a businessman. Some people don't. Some people like that he's president. Some people don't. But see what you try to do. Oh, are you comparing LeBron James to Donald Trump? No, I'm comparing the line that people have drawn. Either they like him or they don't. And what right now, you're trying to tell LeBron, well, since you're a Cowboys fan, you got to hate all things.
I just don't think he's really a Cowboys fan. I think he just jumps on whatever bandwagon is rolling the fastest. Is it the Yankees? Big brand. Is it the Cowboys? Huge brand. Or I can also say that I'm a Browns fan and I'm an Indians fan, but now I'm a Carson Wentz fan because he's the hottest thing going. Way to go.
The first thing that he mentioned was Tom Brady. Then he mentioned Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell, but you gloss over that.
His favorite, what did he say? His favorite player is now Carson Wentz.
Right.
You're disqualified. You have betrayed Cowboy Nation. You can't be a Cowboy fan.
Forget the Cowboys,
he was a fake Cowboy fan to start with.
Well, I don't know.
And trust me, in my time, I've had issues with the Dallas Cowboys. Lord knows I had issues back in the Terrell Owens days when I just said, I can't even stand to watch this.
No, you can't watch it. You're a fan. You got to watch it.
It was the Romo, Jessica Simpson days where I'm just saying, I'm out. I can't deal with this anymore.
So why do you get
But not once did I ever say, you know what? My favorite new player is Donovan McNabb. Did I ever say that? I know Donovan. I like him a lot. But did I ever say he's my No, I would never, ever. It just would rip my soul out. I would be disqualified. It'd be over.
Skip, you're psychotic You're neurotic. Just because you wouldn't do that, that doesn't mean it's not acceptable for someone else. The man say he's a fan of greatness. That's what he said.
His favorite player is Carson Wentz. He tells the Philadelphia media ahead of a game in Philadelphia where they were cheering for him just as loudly as they were for the home team. I think it's brilliant.
Let me ask you a question.
It's brilliant.
If you don't mind me asking,
it's also,
why did they implement the rules about players, about star players, not star players, any players resting on the road? Because LeBron James, no matter where he goes, it's a sold-out building, Skip Bayless. You trying to make it seem like it's only sold out in Philly. Really, Skip?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Look, the fact of the matter is, it could have been 10 people, it could have been 10 million. LeBron James showed up, gave you 30, 14, and 6 in 31 minutes. And this is what we know. Hold on. Did the Celtics lose last night? Kyrie must have had a rest day.
Want to bet that LeBron doesn't get cheered by one person in Boston when he visits there the next time? Want to bet?
Want to bet he give him the business like he always does?
Right. They're a young team.
But think about it.
They just got that kid at point guard. What's that kid's name? Kyrie?
Oh, the one that shot 16 last night?
Yeah. Wait.
Had a minus 21?
Yeah, the one that is now 4 games ahead of LeBron's team. 4 games?
Hold up.
You're 4 games back? You just won, 8 in a row, and you're still 4 games behind?
You won 16.
That's outrageously bad. This is the
in a row. You won 16 in a row.
But wait, this is the best player on the planet.
He is.
Wow.
He is. He ain't lie.
And are you gloating about the 8-game winning streak?
Hold on.
In which they've beaten Charlotte twice, and the Nets, and the Knicks, and now the Sixers?
If you don't mind me asking, how many of those teams, who did the Celtics beat? Oh, those Nets, those Magic, those Sixers.
The Celtics start a rookie and they start a second-year player.
Now who they start. Y'all think about it, Skip. You just talk about, they're 4 games in front of the Cavaliers. You won 16 straight. And the only separation you got is 4 games? Oh, my. So let me ask you a question.
So, wait, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
The ESPN Basketball Power Index, as of right now, this morning, it gives the Cleveland Cavaliers, who have the best player on the planet, right? Gives them a 0.2 chance of winning the NBA championship. A 0.2 chance behind a whole bunch of players.
There's a chance.
Teams in the
so you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah, they're behind the Spurs, who are going to win the NBA championship. You better look out. You better look out. I just hope LeBron gets to the Spurs in the finals, because the Spurs are.
No,
they would love to get a piece of LeBron.
You're hoping someone can knock off Golden State, but that's not going to happen.
Well, they would have knocked him off last year.
Why are we talking about the Spurs? Kawhi's not even playing.
Yeah, he's coming back. He'll be back in a couple of weeks. Guess who came back last night?
That's what
Tony Parker.
That's what. You remember back in the 1870s? General Custer said, "I'll be back, Joy."
Without their 2 best players, the San Antonio Spurs are still just hanging right in there, like 3 games back in the West. That's interesting. Here comes Kawhi Leonard. Give him a couple of weeks. He'll be back. And you will be in trouble if, in fact, you can get by Kyrie Irving and get to the finals, which is a big question. Big question.
All I'm saying is,
wow.
Hold on. Why? Now, we was talking about Carson Wentz and LeBron. Now we talking about Kawhi. We talking about Kyrie.
I'm just saying, this is where you're going with this.
I'm not going
anywhere. You're going to cakewalk through the East.
Now it's a cakewalk. Now you just, hold on. How you say it's a cakewalk? Did Kyrie move to the West?
No, he's still
the
there.
Celtics in the West, so how's it a cakewalk?
He'll be there in the finals.
How's it guys?
You sure you're going to get to the finals?
Hey,
I don't know.
This is
what I think you are.
This is what we know. My guy, 29, 9 and 9. Your guy shot 6 of 16. The team that y'all got beat by double digits at home, we just beat them by 100 in their building. Oh, you forget about that. They're part of this 8-game winning streak.
I'll give you that. You got 1 impressive win out of 8. 8? Wait, and then, you know what? We didn't have a show last Saturday, and we didn't get to talk about what happened once again at home. I don't know what's wrong with the King at home and his
the
palace.
one he won?
Yeah.
He won last Saturday.
Yeah. Wait, no, that was Friday night against Charlotte. Did you watch that game? Because I watch all the LeBron games.
The win?
I watch, yeah.
I always watch the win.
Oh, do you?
The win.
So then you got to see with 48 seconds left, J.R. Smith hit 1 free throw out of 2. That made it 100-99 Cavaliers. Yeah. And then Kemba missed a 3, and here comes LeBron, and you got a chance just to slam that door shut, and LeBron goes up and shoots a 3, and it's would qualify as a clutch 3, you know, it was the final nail in the coffin.
The guy that lead, the guy in the last 5 minutes, the guy that's averaging most points.
Wow, he missed it.
The guy that shoot. Hold on, I just want to make sure.
It's the same guy against the Clippers in this win streak, also at home. Remember that that fall away left-handed
Yeah.
jump shot he shot
Yeah.
to
I remember
run
that
from the free throw line at the end of the
he hit
game?
to give them the lead, too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you remember that? Do you remember that one?
But wait, the last-second shot against the Clippers?
Hold on.
Are we going to gloss over that?
Hold on.
So there are 2 late shots in this win streak that he missed.
I'm just trying
I don't know. No clutch gene?
Just so
Well,
you and I are on the same
whoops.
page.
Oh, wait, did you just see that? LeBron just missed a big clutch
So
three.
the 3 that he hit
Wait.
against the Clippers to give them the lead, was that in the last 5 minutes?
LeBron. Oh, no, he missed it again.
Yes or no?
He LeBricked another one.
Was
I
that-
don't know.
Yeah, you do know.
I don't know.
Can you, if you don't mind me
It's always
asking,
something
who's
with
leading the
LeBron.
NBA in fourth quarter scoring?
Help me out. You said you bet me, 9 cases of Diet Mountain Dew that
Oh, no, we're gonna
LeBron
change it.
would shoot 80% from the free throw line? He's hanging in there. He's having a great year from the free throw line, but he's at 77% right now, which would not qualify as a win for
You
you.
told me the fourth quarter is
Wow.
money time. Who's
Interesting.
leading the NBA in fourth quarter scoring, Skip?
All I care about are the walk-off shots, the last-second shots that win or lose the game or close the deal, and this guy doesn't have that. He doesn't have the greatest strength that Michael Jordan had. Michael Jordan closed those deals. LeBron has a hard time.
You see how you moved all around? Now, at first we start. Hold on.
I'm just spitting
Hold on,
facts
hold on.
at you.
What did you make of LeBron's performance?
Yeah.
The guy scored. Hold on. The guy scored 9
Against the baby Sixers, he did.
Hold
and
on.
you know what? Jay Crowder deserves like unsung MVP of that game. Did you see the number he did on Ben Simmons? I thought Ty Lue, assistant coach Lue, came up with a game plan that was brilliant because
on.
they're the first team that said, you know what? We're going to pick up Ben Simmons at half court. We're not going to let him
Hold on.
get
Joey,
to run
Did you hear
downhill
what
at
Skip
us.
Bayless just said?
Yeah.
Jay Crowder, the guy that's president of the Masonic Hall, with all those bricks he threw up last night.
Yeah.
And you're going to talk about he deserves.
He defended Ben Simmons. They were talking about before the game, Ben Simmons is the next LeBron James. I don't know
There
about
ain't
that.
no
I
next.
don't know.
There is
I
no
don't
next
know.
LeBron, Skip.
And just as there is no next Michael
He
Jordan.
already going to pass it. But
Because
anyway.
there's only one of those.
Hold on, Skip. LeBron James scores their first 9.
Yeah.
He scores 15 in the first. He grabs 7 rebounds, which ties a career high of 7 rebounds. Do you know how many points the other starters had? Can you
It's
tell the people at
against
home?
the Sixers.
Oh.
It's like a home game away from home.
hold
The
on.
crowd loves him because he says,
I know
my
this-
favorite player is Carson
Yeah,
Wentz.
I know
Yay, LeBron.
I know this
When
is
in
not-
Rome, say what the Romans want you to say.
Hold on.
He's my favorite player.
This is not the 76ers that led Golden State by 18 at one point, and it came down to the last 2 minutes of the ball game. That's not those Sixers, right?
I don't know who they are.
Of course you don't.
They're the baby Sixers.
Oh,
to
not
me.
their baby. But they had an 18-point lead on Golden State.
Who
And they
won?
Golden State came back and won.
Oh, so they went to your restaurant and they got a W.
Oh!
That's what you tell me. That's all that matters is the W, right?
LeBron James, he got opened up another pop-up store. He got 8 W's in a row. Opened up
Really?
shops all around.
Really?
In Charlotte, in Philly, in Cleveland, all over. In New Jersey, he opened up pop-up shops serving hot dubs.
So
Hot
let me
dog.
ask you something real quick.
Step
'cause
right
this,
up.
This is the 2017 schedule I'm looking at here. So the best player on the planet has lost at home already to Orlando, at home to the Knicks, at home to the Pacers, at home to the Hawks. He's lost all those games
Yeah.
at home?
Oh, yeah.
How could that be?
Hold it, you just lost to Detroit. You lost to Milwaukee at home.
Who's you?
Your Celtics.
I'm not a Celtics fan.
Oh, you hyping Kyrie?
Oh.
Why you talking about Kyrie then?
Because he's really good.
Oh, now he really good. You see what you did, Skip? You a Spurs fan, but you hyping Kyrie.
No.
What you try to do? You try to find anybody to take down the king.
Wait, are the Spurs in the East? No, they're in the West.
don't
You know
matter.
what? You're so lucky they're not in the East. That would have changed history.
Right here.
Because
I would've stayed right-
LeBron might be like 0-0 in the
15-7,
finals.
because you didn't answer the question. In the first quarter, the other starters, Calderon, Kevin Love, and J.R. Smith, had 4 points. Before 4 minutes left in the ball game, the starters had combined for a grand total of what, Skip? 6 points. Kevin Love, Calderon, Jay Crowder.
So
Oh.
now the Cavaliers are 13-7. Who have they beaten? They got one game that they won. I told you, Detroit just quit in the second quarter of that game.
Can you ask me a question?
They've won one impressive game.
If you answer me, I'll be glad.
Wow,
I'll be glad to
interesting.
move on. In the 16 games that the Celtics have won, have they played the Nets? Have they played the Magic? Have they played the Bucks? Have they played the Hawks? Have they played any of the teams? Charlotte, have they played any of the teams that the Cavaliers have played?
I'm sure they have. I did not look
but you
at
didn't.
it.
Why you didn't mention it? Why you not looking at it?
Because nobody says, has anybody said that Kyrie is the best player on the planet?
There'd be a D food if they did.
Yeah. Well, nobody thinks that.
Yeah, of course not.
So
Nobody thinks anybody's better than LeBron.
This is the guy.
He is.
And he's lost 7 games.
But
I don't get that.
you see, Joey, you see what he did there? Now, when everybody else, when I said Kyrie lost, it's, the Celtics lost. LeBron loses, it's LeBron loses, not the Cavs. You see what you did, Skip? When they win, it's a team game. When they lose, he lost. I see how it works. Skip, you got to get first. I got me a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
Because I already saw how Lonzo was going to break. We're going to talk about him later, too.
So which team is 27th in defensive efficiency right now? 27th would be the Kings team. The best player on the planet's team is 27th in defensive efficiency. Is that good?
If you don't mind me asking.
That seems not so good.
Where are the Patriots as far as yards allowed?
They're terrible.
Does that diminish Tom Brady?
No,
I didn't think so. Thank you very much.
That actually elevates Tom Brady because, wait a second, can Tom Brady play defense? No, he doesn't get to play defense. Does LeBron get to play defense?
That's why
he does, but he doesn't play defense
why he wasn't
because
one
he
of the
chooses
50
only to
that's
concentrate
why Tom
on
wasn't
offense.
One of the 50 greatest. That's why, because he just play offense. And we got the world's greatest athlete residing in Akron, Ohio.
Way to go, LeBron.
Yes.
Carson Wentz is your favorite player.
He is.
And you are permanently banned from Cowboy Nation.
He's my favorite
it's
player,
over,
too.
LeBron.
He's my favorite player, too.
As
I told you, he would be.
There's only one bigger bandwagon jumper than LeBron James. It's Shannon Sharp.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
That's right.
Hey, all I know is, guess what? LeBron and I'll be up in Philly watching the playoffs. I bet you won't be in Dallas watching the playoff game.
I just can't wait till the Super Bowl. Yeah. You ready for the Super Bowl?
I'm ready.
Yeah, you and LeBron can root for Carson Wentz against Tom Brady.
Yeah. I got all these Super Bowl tickets for Cowboys fans. I was ready to have a little raffle, let them win. Oh, well.
No mercy. We're joined now by NBA champ Steven Jackson. Steven, welcome back to the show. You started a little trouble yesterday.
Yeah,
huh?
you were in the middle of it.
Hey, I'm the real one. I got to be
keeping
real.
it real? If you don't follow Steven on Instagram, then you probably should. He went off on Chandler Parsons yesterday. Let's talk about that. The Grizzlies fired head coach David Fizdale yesterday after their 8th straight loss. It was just his 2nd season as coach of the team after losing in the first round of the playoffs last year. So Steven responded to that by posting, "You give $100 million to a guy that don't even care about a game or winning, but you expect a coach to make a miracle happen." That was clearly a shot at Chandler Parsons. So Chandler responded, saying, "It's wild to me that someone who has been in my shoes knows how hard it is to get here and knows how bad injuries suck to hate so hard. You're mad I can provide for my family. I don't love the game because I had 3 knee surgeries. You make no sense and sound bitter. NBA is a brotherhood. Stop hating." Steven,
You see my first line? We're not brothers.
Yes. Yeah.
First of all.
You guys kept going back and forth. So what's your take on what he said?
Well, first of all, shout out to Coach Fizz. I think he got dealt a raw deal. Anytime you go to war, you need soldiers.
Right.
They took all his soldiers. Zach gone, Tony Allen gone. He has no soldiers. So he's left with the blame. With Chandler, to whom much is given, much is required. I think if you put Draymond on Memphis and give him $100 million and they don't win, they're going to kill Draymond. They're going to scrutinize him to death. I haven't said one thing about Chandler Parsons. He hasn't been playing well. Play well. You're getting $100 million, you should play well. Me personally, I love the game of basketball. It's done a lot for my family. It's done a lot for my life. Right. I've always played it with a certain passion that's been unmatched for a long time.
Right. And you still do.
We came up 2 different ways. So when I say that we are not similar at all and we are not brothers, it's because we have 2 different upbringings. And newsflash, all basketball players not cool. All basketball players don't hang together. I can count my basketball friends who I consider my brothers on my 2 hands. So everybody's not cool. So the brotherhood is blown out of proportion because I was scrutinized by a lot of players when I was playing.
Right.
When I went in the stands and decided to have runs back, a lot of players said I should have been in the NBA.
Right.
So the brotherhood is not what people say. So Chandler Parsons, what it all boils down to, play better, do a better job, and earn your money. And that's what he's not doing. And if he felt that I took a shot at him, because I did. Because he's not the only guy that makes $100 million that's not playing well. But he's not getting scrutinized like other guys would. And that's just what it boiled down to. The truth hurts. and even with Marc Gasol, he's one of the best big men in the league, no question. But look at the big men we have, the 7-footers we have now. They're getting triple doubles. They're playing point guard. Mark's not doing that. His shooting percentage has dropped, so he has to take some of the blame too.
Right.
And that's what people are not saying.
How much of this is Coach Fizdale and Mark Gasol having a relationship that's irreparably harmed, and you can't continue down this path if there's no chance of reconciliation?
Well, anytime you're not winning, everything magnifies. Everything blows up. The littlest arguments can be
They
big.
just went to the playoffs last year.
They fired Lionel Hollins right after they made the Western Conference Finals.
They did.
So obviously they're not making the right
business
decisions
decisions,
in the office.
Right.
We're giving Chandler Parsons $100 million after 2 knee surgeries. How many players you know can get $100 million after 2 knee surgeries?
Nah. That was my only thing. My thing is that he had these damaged knees in Dallas. So, and for Memphis to come on and give him $23 million a year, and he's playing slightly about 20 minutes a game, averaging 8 points a game.
Yep.
Skip, that's not good enough. That's not good enough.
Not good enough.
That's what fans would say.
I am no Chandler Parsons fan, as many people know from old
He can
days.
dress though, Skip.
I'm giving
Penny
him
stack.
He's a good person, great guy, but
Well,
I don't like him as a basketball
Do
player.
you know him a little bit?
I don't know him at all.
Okay, all right. So, the problem is with the Memphis management, I have no idea what possessed them to give him $100 million. When I look back at his injury history, it's been one thing after another
Yes.
with both knees. It's back and forth and back. It's too long to read the list of all the games he's missed, and his games have fallen steadily from his second year till now. They just drop, and you just gave him $100 million going back 2 years ago to do what? To get hurt again because he's been hurt. And he's been ineffective this year because his knees look creaky. He doesn't look like he's the same guy.
No.
He had one good year. It was his contract year in Houston early on, and he averaged, 17, 6 assists, and 4 rebounds. That's a max for him. That's what he is. That's what Memphis thought it might get, like it's closing its eyes saying if we could get 17, 6, and 4, which is decent. Is it $100 million worth?
No.
No, but in that
They'll
market.
take it.
That
in
would,
that
well,
market.
if he put up those numbers,
Yeah,
That's good for him.
That's worth
You'd say,
$100 million.
Okay.
Yes.
Is he a soldier?
No.
Is Tony Allen a soldier? You better believe it.
Is Zach Randolph a soldier?
Gazebo, woo. Would they fight you? Ask the Spurs about the fights they've had in the playoffs. No, I mean, not literal fights, but
Yeah.
just the battles they've had in the playoffs with that group. And yet, I'm a big Fizdale guy. I raved about him last year. I thought he was the breakout coaching star of last year's playoffs, even though it just went 6 games with the Spurs. But they were hellacious hard games that went to the wire each time. And it took miraculous shots by Tony Parker and some big threes by Kawhi Leonard to survive that series. But the point is, as much as I believe in Fizdale, it's ironic, he's a player's coach, but he began to clash with the best player on the team. Now, I'm with you. Has Mark lived up?
No.
Could he? He's one who could average 10 assists. I mean, he's capable.
Yes, he
He's a
can.
really good
He got a
passer.
$113 million contract too, Skip.
Okay.
So he's making over 20 a year. So he needs to put up Boogie Cousins and Anthony Davis type numbers.
Yep.
Well, and even that, we talk about Fizz, but okay, how long has Paxson been in Chicago? Well, how much have they won? He still has a job.
Right.
Even in New Orleans, he has 2 of the best big men in the game. They're not winning. He still has a job. I think
They need to
Fizz
give us Boogie Cousins.
got dealt with the raw situation, and he's liked by a lot of guys because, like I say, he's a player's coach.
Yep, and I appreciate the fact that LeBron and Dwayne Wade stepped up. Was it on Twitter? I guess
Yeah.
it was. That they stepped up and had his back on Twitter and said, we need some,
Answers.
some answers here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, everybody needs some answers, but all I know for sure is that he really ticked off Mark Gasol on it was Sunday. Against the Nets they're playing. They end up losing by, I think, 10. And he pulled him in the third quarter and then didn't play him in the fourth quarter. And and I know, if you cross that line, and after the game, Mark Gasol, the PR guy, tried to pull him away from the media scrum, and he said, no, I'm not finished. And he went on and on and on about how, I guess he doesn't value me. I can't tell you how upset I am over this. And I guess it just burned the bridge to the ground where Mark Gasol said, okay, it's him or me, because it'd been going on for a while between the two of them. And and I know, usually a young coach is going to lose that battle,
Yes.
right?
Yes, a young coach is definitely going to lose that battle, but with being a star, much is required.
Yes.
Tim Duncan. It's been times where I've seen Greg Popovich pull Tim Duncan because Tim didn't do what he was asked, and Tim didn't finish the game. And whether we won the game or not, Pop stuck to his guns. But Tim respected that. We're
Right.
talking about the best power forward of all time.
Right.
So some kind of way, You have to be on the same page to win and to be successful in any organization.
Stacks, you know now guys are into their feelings.
Oh, yeah.
Because we saw it last year. We saw it twice in the playoffs. The Cavs came back from 26 against Indy. With 25-26 against Indy. They came back from like 20 against Toronto. And Kyrie and Kevin Love barely played in the fourth quarter. But it was
especially Kevin Love. They would just sit him.
Because think about how they pull Kevin Love at any given time. Kevin Love might play 10 minutes. But he's like, hey, I'm not getting the job done. But now guys like, if I make $20 million, even if I'm not getting the job done, I need to be on the court. Because it's disrespectful for you to sit me on the bench when I'm supposed to be the guy and I'm not doing my job. When you got a minus 18, why am I still playing you in these back? The second unit is bringing us back. Marc Gasol, he sees himself as the guy.
He does. And remember, he basically grew up. He played high school basketball in Memphis, so Memphis watched him grow up, and he's their guy. And Fizz is going to lose that one, even though I said earlier, I gained respect for Fizz as he got fired. And I believe because Pops stepped up and spoke out for him and said he deserves another shot sooner than later, he's going to get another head coaching shot. I will bet you, and I'll bet you it'll be a success wherever he lands.
He will.
But how much are you going to think about it in Memphis? How much are you really going to win? Are you really going to be a serious threat with the power the way it's assembled now in the West?
They knew they wasn't going to win when they traded Zach and they traded Tony Allen. That organization was going downhill. You got to think about it. Mark has not looking over his shoulder.
Yeah.
If Kevin Love don't play well in Cleveland, you have 2-3 guys that you can replace and put in to fill this spot and that can come in and compete and play defense better.
Right. So
you don't have that Memphis.
Well be comfortable and happy.
Mark, he can play good or play bad. You still got to play him, and that's the situation the coach was in.
Well, they got to do something with Chandler. I don't know. Well, they stuck with Chandler Parsons. Nobody is taking that contract.
Mark Cuban will. That's the boy.
No,
that's Mark Cuban boy.
He ain't taking that one. Mark that's what. Hey, Mark wouldn't go to that $23 million because he could have easily matched what
he could have easily matched you. Sure,
but he wasn't no fool. He said, "I'll be a fool, but I ain't gonna be a D-fool."
And
let him walk.
And I just say that it's not personal, but the way I love the game, when I see people not approaching the game and playing the way it should be played, as a fan, I speak up whether they like it or not.
Gotta keep it real. You did not like it, though.
Well, you can't be hanging because, Chandler be hanging out here in L.A. and I can't catch no,
Trouble.
Yeah.
No mercy. Lonzo Ball continues to struggle with his shot. He was 1 for 7 from the field and scored just 3 points in last night's loss to the Clippers. Lonzo is shooting just 30% from the field this season. Despite the bad shooting, Luke Walton is still confident in Ball. Let's take a listen.
I think he's still pretty confident young man. I think with Zoe, he doesn't go into games really looking to score as much. So I think people make a bigger deal about him shooting and scoring, but he's out there just trying to win and compete, and he'd prefer to get teammates set up anyways.
We got to see who's going that night and then try to get the best possible shot for that person and then, feed off of their energy and just let the offense come to us. But tonight we didn't make enough shots.
We're joined once again by Steven Jackson, but Skip, I'll start with you. What was your take on last night's game?
So, Doc Rivers said before last night's game that Lonzo Ball is not going to be good, he's going to be great, which is exactly what Earl Watson has said sitting in your seat a couple of times right here on this show. And then Lonzo Ball went out and proceeded to have by far his worst game as a professional, a game that the Lakers at home should have won, a third game they have blown at home because of Lonzo Ball. I'm going to lay most of the blame at his feet because he is the point guard for this team, and he didn't even play the floor game that he usually plays and obviously shot the ball pathetically, and I won't even begin to try to defend what happened. But I will say this. It amazes me that he's going to play 82 regular season games, and we are going to dissect every game every day on this show. We do it like clockwork, and we actually set his bar up like it's a Magic Johnson high bar, like he's got to be Magic Johnson, and it's because of the negativity that his father has continued to generate that is now sort of surrounding Lonzo's performance. Everybody wants Lonzo to fail because they want LeVar to fail. And I don't think it's fair for a kid who just turned 20 years of age and is trying to learn how to play point guard under this much pressure and scrutiny, which is the most any rookie in any sport ever has been under at this point in his career. So last night, he continued to shoot the ball. He's in an all-time awful shooting slump. I've never seen anything like it because he was a 41% three-point shooter at UCLA last year. He was the MVP of the NBA Summer League. I'm not saying it's a high degree of difficulty, but he was the MVP, and now he cannot buy a three-point basket. He made one early in the game, and then it got worse and worse, and the shooting slump is affecting his overall game because he's gotten timid, he's not aggressive, he doesn't attack anymore. So last night, this was a highly winnable game. And by the way, I think those 3 games, if you add them to the Lakers' record, they would be 11-9 if they'd won those 3 games they should have closed the deal at home. That they'd be now in the 7th seed in the playoffs. I think this team is good enough. It has enough talent. It could be a Western Conference playoff team this year, but he is going to have to grow up fast, and he's going to have to figure out, you were a shooter, you are a shooter, he's going to have to figure out how to shoot his way out of this slump because I think he is still capable. But he comes in with 5:13 left, got put back in the game, and they're down 3. And immediately, I'm thinking, I'm watching, you got to attack. Nobody can keep you out of the lane. You're 6'7". He's probably, what are you, 6'7"? That's what I thought. He's right in your ballpark, and he's got a great handle, and he's got underrated quickness. He can just get in the lane at will. Set somebody up. Get somebody an open 3. Make something happen in the lane. He just passes the ball on the perimeter and then goes and drifts off and tries to get lost over on the weak side like he doesn't even want to be part of this. And then with 2:24 left, and we could see this play, he snatched a rebound, which I think he's the best rebounder on the team, and takes one big dribble, and he's got Julius Randle on a break, and you see it right here. He just threw it too far. I don't know. It's like he's losing confidence because he's lost confidence in his shot in his overall game. One dribble, it's just a little too far. If you make that, you're down 1 at that point. You could have been up 2 and brought the house down with the dunk, right? If you make that pass. So he missed that play. And then the Lakers had 4 three-point shots in the last 5 minutes, missed all 4 of them, and they let the Clippers basically steal a game because Lou Williams just went, he just goes crazy. He scored 42, and they couldn't stop him. They couldn't keep him from the basket. Their defense broke down. I think they looked to Lonzo like, do it. Do what we know you can do. And he just shrinks and closes up and closes down. And I can't defend any of it, but at some point, I believe he's going to be as great as Doc Rivers thinks that he's going to be.
Well, I definitely agree. Well, shout out to Lou. I seen him score 40, 50 points in the ABL league we play in every summer. But I think it's enough of the politically correct answers with him. I think Luke is hurting him, and I think his dad is hurting him. I think somebody needs to pull him to the side and say, look, you're the number 2 pick in this draft. Go out there and just play basketball. Don't worry about making mistakes. Don't worry about making a shot. Go out there and play as hard as you can and try to do all you can. Don't worry about being J. Kidd right now. Don't worry about being Magic Johnson right now. Don't even worry about doing what your dad telling you to do. Go out there and play the game you love to play and play basketball and just play the game. Don't worry about being a certain player. Don't worry about being leading in assists. Don't worry about none of it. Just go out there and play and let the game come to you. And I think he's thinking entirely too much. What his dad has done, he put a lot of pressure on him, but I think as coaches, they need to be more real with him and tell him, just go out there and play. Stop worrying about your shot. Stop worrying about being who everybody else wants you to be, and just play the game that you love. And I think things will be fine if he does that.
But let's be real, Stacks. He's not very good right now.
Now,
what he might...
He is a rookie, though.
Right. What he might be... But, Skip, I can assure you, if we go back and pull tape, we can find opposing coaches that say Kwame Brown would get it right. Michael Olowokandi would get it right.
No question.
Okay, are you saying he's that?
No, Skip. I'm just saying. You keep
Well,
saying,
go ahead.
No.
You can. You have the right.
He's definitely not that.
Skip. Put it on tape.
Skip, you keep saying he shot the ball at 41% at UCLA.
He did.
Every guy in the NBA was a hell of a basketball player in college. That's how they got to the NBA.
There are a lot of bad shooters who are really good athletes who make it in the NBA, and they learn how to shoot.
And there are really good shooters that don't do really well in the NBA. That's just a part of it.
Magic wasn't much of a shooter in college. Michael Jordan wasn't a great shooter in college.
Yeah, you got to realize, too, summer league and actual regular season,
I know
that's 2 different levels of basketball.
And the thing, Skip, last night, this was a night that Luke Walton should have stuck to his gun and rolled Jordan Clarkson home.
He's better.
Jordan Clarkson, and I keep telling Skip, he's a better player right now.
You know what?
He is.
You could have played both of them, given who was on the floor, because Austin Rivers and Lou Williams were on the floor. You could have, if that's the way you want to go.
But Skip, I mean, the way he's missing it, Skip, I keep telling you, he's shooting the ball on one side, and the ball is hitting the backboard on the other side from 3. It's not even close.
It's the all-time worst slump I've
There are
ever seen.
212 players, Stacks, that have taken at least 100 shots. Lonzo Ball is dead last in field goal percentage of 212 that's taken that many shots. and you tell me this is going to get fixed this year?
Do you know how many clutch threes he hit last year for UCLA? How many? I'm just saying.
That's UCLA.
Yeah.
That's college.
But I saw the ball go in with his awkward, outrageous, unconventional shooting
Skip,
motion.
you covered this game so long. You know you've seen great football, basketball, baseball players be great in college, and that doesn't transfer. So, I mean, why do we keep
I know, but it's just a shot. Did the shot go in? That's the one thing about basketball. It's different from the other games. Either the shot goes in or it doesn't go in. And I saw it go in. I saw it go in the summer league. It doesn't matter who's guarding you. If you make it under pressure, he made clutch. Every time UCLA needed a big basket, he shot a three.
Well, I'm missing something. I'm missing something.
Well, I just told you he's in the worst slump I've ever seen. And it
You only
started
said it
on
4 years,
opening
Skip.
night. So do you think he's a terrible shooter?
He is.
Okay. Are you willing to say he's a bust?
Skip, the man played 14. The guys played 20 games. Skip, damn.
Okay. Well, that's you should be listening to yourself.
Skip, all I'm saying is Jordan Clarkson is a better
He's played
player.
20 games, Shannon. Damn.
But
Okay?
Jordan Clarkson.
Well, that's what you just said to me.
I know, but
Damn.
I'm trying to win.
Yeah.
And Jordan
Okay.
Clarkson give me a better chance of winning.
I told you I thought this game's good enough to be in the playoffs, and I think
They're
it's
not
still
going to no
could be.
playoffs.
I don't know.
Playoffs?
Well, they're just a game out right now. Have you looked at the Western Conference? What's happening at the bottom?
They're game out.
They're a
20
bunch
games.
of disasters.
Check back with me in 20 more games. Let's
Well,
see how far they are.
Hey, well, he's had a couple triple doubles. Who had the game high assists last night in this game? Help me out here. I don't
Yeah, but he was a minus 12, and he
Oh.
only played 26 minutes.
Was that the worst on his team?
No.
No.
He has a lot of growing pains, but one thing that I do like on the positive side, he has something that Tim Duncan had in him. Out of all the stuff that's being thrown at him, out of all the people that's saying this, you should do that, you should be J.K., you should be Magic, his composure. He hasn't lost his composure not one time. Now, I want to see him have way more fire, way more passion, go out there and scream, get a technical foul, do something to get yourself going. You know what I'm saying? But he has a lot of Tim Duncan in him.
No, he ain't gonna get no tech. You saw how he walked by.
can't teach that, though.
You saw how he walked by with that little scrum with Caldwell Pope. And
Yeah, but-
he ain't gonna get no
I took up for him on Instagram. He did right.
No.
They ain't gonna fight. Ain't nobody gonna fight on the
But
court.
like,
I lost $3 million running the stands.
No,
and
but-
if I would have fought this game, nobody would have had my back. So do right, save your money,
But you-
go to the sideline. Because
Zach.
when he got knocked down by Patrick Beverly, who ran up and helped him?
They ain't want to run a
Nobody. Right. So that's.
But you already
this
know
is
that
the NBA now.
You already know they're not gonna fight, so you just make it. That's gonna be good. Hey, come on, man, y'all break it up, knowing they ain't gonna do nothing.
The NBA has seen too many pushing and arguing to make it look good for TV. You know what I'm saying?
I tell you what else
He did
happened,
right.
Skip. Guess what else didn't happen last night, Skip? Tell Stacks what didn't happen last night.
What didn't
He ain't shooting no free throws. Again, a game with no free throw
What have I
attempts.
said every time we've done this topic? Take the ball in the lane.
More aggressive.
I don't know what's wrong. I saw this at UCLA. I don't see it now. He is capable. He is 6 feet 7 inches tall. And he doesn't have a good handle. He has a great handle. He has supreme quickness and down court speed. With that, we saw that listing the other day. He's the third fastest player with the ball in the NBA already. Okay? Why do you think Doc Rivers said not good but great?
Skip,
Why would he say that?
What's the opposing coach supposed to say, Stacks? He gonna be some bull jive.
do you know
Especially
Doc
when your guard
Rivers?
just gave him 45.
You know Doc Rivers? I know Doc Rivers. He doesn't say anything he does not believe.
Skip.
He's not one just to pile it on. He doesn't care because it's a pregame. The quotes are going to come out the next day.
Yeah,
Nobody's going to see him till the next
They
day.
gonna see him though. I mean, so what? He ain't gonna be like me. I would tell you like a TIST is.
Did anybody ever say Kwame Brown's not going to be good? He's going to be great.
Yeah,
Anybody
I'm
ever
sure
say
they-
that?
a lot of people
Nobody
said
said
that.
that.
A lot of
Huh?
people said that.
Yeah.
No, they
at
did not.
At 7 foot tall.
Nope.
I like Kwame
Nope.
Brown. I like what he did for us in Charlotte.
Hey, all I'm saying is, Skip, look.
You're saying he's a bust. And we got it on record.
Skip,
we
all
got
I-
it on record, and that's okay by me.
Well, I tell you what. Well,
We'll wait.
Hey,
Yeah.
Remember, he's a rookie. Growing
Yeah,
pains. It's just
yeah,
growing
yeah.
pains. He'll be fine.
but that doesn't mean, Skip, just because he shot 41%, I guarantee he won't shoot 41% from three-point for his career in the NBA.
Was Tony Parker a good shooter when he got in the league?
No.
He was terrible.
No.
He was terrible. Magic Johnson was a pretty terrible shooter.
Skip, do you know how many guys have ever shot for a career 40% from three? Steph Curry
He's
probably
a
would.
rookie.
Hey,
But to your point, Stephen, LeVar did say that they're not coaching him properly.
They're
It'll
not.
be tougher on him.
You know, I think Luke needs to be, tell him more real stuff than be politically correct.
Well,
you're gonna be all right.
the guy in
Keep up.
charge
Man,
is-
damn that.
There's that guy Magic Johnson who's in charge. I'd like to be be the fly on the wall
Right.
when he talks.
Nah,
to
let the
Lonzo.
Black Mamba come in and have a conversation with him.
that ain't his mentality.
He ain't got the mama mentality.
Yeah, how you gonna teach a grass snake to be a mamba? All they do is want to eat some lizards and some frogs or something like that.
So you just call Lonzo Ball a grass snake. We got that on tape.
No mercy. If the season ends today, the Ravens would be in the playoffs. So now 6-5 after a win over the Texans last night. Terrell Suggs had a huge strip sack with under 5 minutes left in the fourth. They then sealed the game with an interception of Tom Savage with just over 2 minutes left. Let's take a listen to T. Sizzle after the game.
This is Baltimore. You know, this is the organization that Ray Lewis built. We ain't gonna forget about Ed Reed. You know what I'm saying? This team was built on defense, so it's naturally that all the games come down to us winning them. We're a dangerous November and December team, especially when we're healthy. And everybody knows once we get in that second season, we become a whole different team. We become a very special team. So we're just taking it one at a time. That's one down. We got 5 more.
We're joined by Fox NFL analyst Greg Jennings. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning.
Welcome. First, Shannon, how dangerous are the Ravens?
Shoot me from neck up. Greg and I have on the exact same shirt.
Oh, that's cute.
Did you call
Did
him?
you guys coordinate that?
No, we
No,
call.
not at all. Not at all.
Greg, wearing my gray shirt.
You know, it's hard to disagree given the Ravens' history, Skip.
Well, you know a little about it.
I do. But here's the difference, Skip. Offensively, they're normally middle of the pack. Skip, they're below average offense. Even when we won in 2000, we were kind of middle of the road. Skip, they're last in passing, they're last in yards per play. The thing that helps them is that their defense is number one in takeaways. So if the defense is going to take the ball away and put you on a short field, I believe right now they currently have the clutchest kicker in Tucker in the NFL.
Yep.
He doesn't miss. Basically 60 and in, he's good. But Skip, now, and also we know this is the one team that does not fear the New England Patriots. They have a big arm quarterback, Skip, that can throw the ball in any inclement weather conditions. Snow, rain, wind. So he has a big time arm. We've seen him go on the road twice, beat New England in their building. Pittsburgh, they play in the same division. We know what type of knockout, drag out, Skip.
Yep.
And I have the utmost confidence in their defense, Skip, but I just don't know when your offense is this anemic unless you create 4 or 5 turnovers and put your offense on a very, very short field. I just do not see a team that does not turn the ball over and this offense methodically driving the ball down the field and winning a ball game. They're a dangerous team. Would I bet against them? No. But I'm not going to put any money saying they can do what they've done in the past once they get into the playoffs because their offense is worse than maybe it's ever been, and that's saying something.
You hit the nail on the head. I mean, they're a dangerous team simply because of their defense. And one point that you made that I wanted to make, Justin Tucker is their offense. He is their offense. When you talk about getting the ball across midfield and in field goal range, he is almost automatic. So that's their offense. I don't trust Joe Flacco. I don't trust their offense at all, but their defense. And what Terrell Suggs said, historically, they have been a November, December team, and they'd find a way to win. And when you look at their schedule, they got the Lions, who are struggling, who they need a win, so that may be a tough one for them. And then the Steelers, but then they end with the Browns, the Colts, and the Bengals. The Browns, they whooped handily. The Bengals, they beat handily. If they can figure out a way to win 3 out of those last 5 games, 9 and 7, may allow them an opportunity to sneak in.
Skip, where does Ozzie keep finding these defensive guys at? Why in the hell can he keep finding them?
Undrafted.
Skip, I mean, okay, you get Ray. Okay, you went, dang, that's pretty good. I got a Hall of Fame middle line. Then you get Ed Reed. Then you get Suggs. You get Peter Bolware. You keep getting all these.
C.J. Mosley.
These D-linemen. Come on, Skip.
So who forced the turnover that iced the game last night?
Sizzle.
That guy did.
Absolutely.
I have had many, many TV battles with my man T. Sizzle, but I respect the heck out of his game, and he is still playing at a very high level, which is why I find in a weaker AFC, you're always saying the AFC is so weak, it's New England and Pittsburgh and maybe the Chargers rising, but the biggest threat, the kryptonite to both the Steelers and the Patriots is this bunch right here.
Yeah.
And they are second in the NFL in points allowed because they are first in takeaways and they are first in interceptions. And they lead the NFL in turnover differential, which is always a key indicator of how good you are.
Right.
They're really good on defense. I'm not a Fluco fan. I call him Joe Fluco, and I can't believe he has the highest cap hit in the National Football League this year. But I cannot argue against his postseason record. He's awful in the regular season because he's now 30th in QBR. Look who's he's ahead of only Trubisky and Deshaun Kaiser and Hoyer and C.J. Beathard. Really, that's it. And Joe Fluco's right in there with those guys because that's who he is.
Yeah.
And their offense is 31st in overall in yards, okay? 31st. And yet, Joe Flacco in the postseason is 10-5 with 25 touchdown passes to only 10 interceptions in the postseason. Again, a lot of that had to do with Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, and those are the good old days. But he is capable of good. Do you think he's afraid to go to Foxborough?
No.
I don't think so. You think he's afraid of Pittsburgh? I don't think so.
He's a touchdown away, a drop touchdown away from beating Tom Brady three times in his building in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The thing about their offense that I do like because of their defense is they get more opportunities because they are able to create turnovers and takeaways, and they put the ball in Joe Flacco's hands, and typically they have really good field position. His issue is getting the ball in the end zone.
Okay.
I understand how great Tucker is, but when you are in the playoffs and you need to put 6 points on the board versus 3, you got to be able to do it, and he doesn't do it consistently enough. But having said all that, their defense always finds a way to get them the ball back and to give them more opportunities than your opponent. So they always have a chance as long as their defense is playing the way
and
they're playing.
Fluco still has Mike Wallace, and he's still got Jeremy Maclin. He's still
Absolutely.
got Benjamin Watson. They've all been there and done that before.
Right.
That they are capable of getting loose and getting in the end zone.
They're a very potent running team.
Yeah.
And if you go on the road in the playoffs, you need to be able to run the football and play defense. And Joe Flacco can make but here's the thing. The thing when you play the style of football that they play, Skip, and Greg, you know this, you can't turn it over.
No.
If you turn it over, if you put your defense in harm's way, because the ability for you to come back from a 7 or 10-point deficit late in the ball game, when your offense is not dynamic, that puts a lot of pressure on your defense. Your defense has to be really sound and in tune. They can't make a mistake because a 7-point or 10-point lead against this offense is like 14 or 17 against New England.
And to that point, sometimes the worst enemy of your defense is your offense. If you can't sustain a drive and we get 2, 3, 4, 3 and outs and your defense is back on the field, possession after possession, getting worn down, there's no way they can perform at that high level and keep that energy up.
So if the playoffs started today, guess who would be in the playoffs?
The Ravens.
Baltimore Ravens. Guess where they would be? They would be at Tennessee.
They beat Tennessee.
Guess what? Marcus Mariota has 9 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. My money's on the Ravens.
Oh, yeah,
in
they
that
beat
game,
Tennessee.
right?
Absolutely. They beat
Okay,
Tennessee.
then they would go to Pittsburgh. Well, they're going to go to Pittsburgh here pretty soon because on December 10th, they get to go to Pittsburgh. And guess who Pittsburgh will have its eye on December 17th?
Right.
Because they're in the perfect spot on the schedule because Mike Tomlin is already talking about the fireworks that are going to come in the New England game, which is December 17th. But on December 10th, they have to play that little Baltimore team.
And John Harbaugh's going to put up this team ain't even worried about y'all.
Yeah.
They're worried
He
about
will.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Guess
Is that
what?
not the sweet spot? Sweet spot in that schedule, right?
Absolutely.
So do I think that Baltimore, you ran through the schedule, can they win 4 or 5? They might be able to win out. I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked if they won 5 out of 5. So they're going to probably get to 10-6, maybe outside 11-5. They're going to be in the playoffs, and they're going to scare the hell out of some of these teams above them.
Oh, yeah.
They're all going to say, I don't have to deal with that defense.
They definitely can win a game in the playoffs. I tell you what, you don't want to see them.
No.
Not the way they play defense.
No.
You don't want to see them.
Nope.
Because they'll bludgeon most teams off. Now, New England has a potent offense, so do the Steelers. But all these other teams like the Jacksonvilles or the Tennessees or the Texans, no, you don't want to see, or the Raiders of Kansas City. You don't want to see that defense, regardless. Your building doesn't matter.
I don't think anybody wants to see Joe Flacco in the postseason. Seriously, I don't
Big
know who he
game
is.
Joe.
I don't know.
I know the Steelers don't. You never want to see a team 3 times in one season. You
The
just don't
dude
do
beat
that.
Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning, and Tom Brady in a single playoff. He went on the road to beat the guys that have all these Super Bowl appearances, all these MVPs. He beat them on the road. And he beat Tom Brady that last time to get to the Super Bowl convincingly.
Did you say Peyton Manning?
Oh, yeah, he beat Peyton Manning in Denver.
With a hail Flacco,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Right?
And then beat him in overtime, and then he went to New England, and that was convincing. That was convincing.
Wow. Well, I think we just convinced ourselves this is the team, it's the most dangerous team in pro football. Right
Man.
now.
I don't know about
It
all
was
that.
31st. But
They're
Skip,
sneaky dangerous.
Yeah, but normally they'd be like 20th offense, 18.
Yeah, if
Skip,
they
that
were a little bit better.
31st.
Yeah. Big play Joe, right?
Big game Joe.
Big game Joe.
In the playoffs.
Big game Joe.
I don't know who this guy is, but if he play, just think.
It doesn't have the same
Joe Cool.
sound as
A big play Shane. Oh, big play Shane. You know, I drum that thing on up. Skip. What we need? Need a big play Shane.
That's how you do it, Joy. You tee him up for that big
Yeah,
play,
yeah.
Shay.
Well,
Hey.
yeah, he loves it.
I used to debate Sizzle on the other show. We'd just go back and forth about Fluco, and he'd say, and I could just look in his eyes, and I just knew he didn't trust Fluco. He just didn't trust him, but he'd have to fight for him.
Except for the playoffs.
Except in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, that's what they believe. They believe if we get in the playoffs, they believe Joe will be the Joe that the numbers that you read off, 10-5, 25-10. They believe he'll be that.
No mercy. Carson Wentz and Tom Brady have set themselves apart in the MVP race. Both quarterbacks threw for 227 yards on Sunday, and Wentz is just ahead of Brady for the league in touchdown passes. Wentz and the Eagles won their 9th straight over the weekend and have the best record in football at 10-1. Brady and the Patriots have won their 7th straight and are tied for the best record in the AFC at 9-2. Rob Parker is with us.
Why are
Rob.
you looking at me like
This
that,
is it.
Joy? What?
This is the moment of truth. We find out for sure.
If you're actually objective.
Yeah.
I'm objective. I'm a reporter.
I'm a
You know I am.
reporter. Who should
I'm
be the
objective.
MVP?
It should be Carson Wentz. And Skip.
Not objective.
Now that I am objective.
Hear me out, Skip.
That's right. Hear me out on this. And you know this because
I don't know any of this.
We
but go ahead.
talked
You can
about
try.
Michael Jordan earlier.
Oh.
And you covered Michael Jordan.
Or we now he already did it once today.
Stop,
Carson
Skip.
Wentz
Why
to
you
Michael
do that?
Jordan. Go
Okay.
ahead. Go ahead.
But I'm just saying, you remember those years. What year didn't Michael Jordan
That's true.
shouldn't have been
I agree.
MVP?
Yeah.
I don't know what season
Yeah.
that he shouldn't have
So
been.
you're saying
So-
Tom Brady should be the MVP, but Carson Wentz will be the MVP.
But I'm saying what happens is sometimes Tom Brady's play is consistent, has been consistently good, and you can get overlooked because you continue to play well. Whereas Carson Wentz, if we remember where he was at the end of last year, remember he started up here and sunk at the end. So coming into
Sunk.
yeah, he was bad.
Hit bottom.
Right, okay.
They had to rebuild his delivery in the offseason.
But I'm
You
saying,
have to rebuild something to somebody else's after this offseason.
We'll see about that.
but coming into the year, we there's no way we could have envisioned what Carson
finish
Wentz was
last.
able to do,
Pick
right?
to finish last in the NFC.
And not only that, Skip, yeah, that's the part that's so great. He's not just putting up numbers, they're winning. 9 in a row, winning. You see my hand? Winning. 10-1.
Pop-up shot.
And that's when you got to look at a guy, and that's where he's better than Brady from the standpoint that no one expected. The Patriots are doing what they normally do against a horrible AFC least. This is what they do.
What about the
Miami's
NFC
horrible.
least?
The
What-
Jets are horrible.
Wait.
Buffalo's horrible.
The Cowboys
It's
are
same
horrible.
old
The
thing.
Redskins are horrible, and the Giants are really horrible.
It's the same thing.
Who's worse? Which division is worse? I actually think the AFC East is better than the NFC.
No, the
East.
AFC East has a history of long
AFC
riding.
Conference. What about the NFC Conference?
Yes, the NFC
don't
Conference
know.
is tough.
Carolina,
Oh.
New Orleans,
Oh, Carolina.
Minnesota,
Oh, wow.
the Rams.
The Rams are good.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is, I look at this. It's not that Brady's having a good season against whoever.
He's having
No,
a good
he's having a
season.
good
It's
season.
okay. He's 26 touchdowns
But
and
I'm
3
with you.
interceptions. It's okay. It's okay.
Wentz in a lifetime.
Walk it.
This is the year.
Wentz in a lifetime?
Wentz in a lifetime. We're
I can't
watching.
wait for him to fall on us.
Why would you want that, Skip?
Because it's just going to happen. I
No,
don't
it's
want it.
not.
It's
He's
just
had
going to
an
happen.
unbelievable year. He gets my vote.
Here's the thing, though, Skip. You said, okay, he has 28 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Brady is 26-3. 2 more touchdowns. They have 10 wins. The Patriots have how many, Skip?
9.
Okay. Who has the higher QBR? Which team scores the most points?
Skip, you love the QBR. Now you're off the QBR.
No, yeah, of course.
He's poo-pooing it.
Yeah, he poo-pooing it because it don't fit his. Now, Dak, he talked about it. He always led. All of last year, he led with QBR. Now, the QBR doesn't serve him well because my guy, me and LeBron's guy.
Who was ahead going into last week? Who was ahead? Brady was ahead of Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz got to play Mitchell Trubisky and a terrible Bears team. Mitchell Trubisky had a 0.3 QBR in that game, which was the worst of the whole NFL season.
Is he playing against Trubisky or their defense?
Hold on.
Part and parcel.
Hold on. Is Tom Brady playing against the 72 Dolphins?
No.
Oh, okay. So let's not pretend like the Dolphins are led by Dan Marino.
Tom Brady got knocked down 8 times in that game by Ndamukong Suh and Cameron Wake. So, boom, boom, boom.
So Carson Wentz didn't get knocked out at all in the game?
I don't think he did. I watched the whole game. I don't even remember he getting touched.
Of course not.
Yeah, I remember he throwing an interception. It should have been a pick six.
No, he didn't throw an interception.
Eddie Jackson dropped it. Hit him right in the hands.
No, he didn't catch it.
Right in the hand. Well, he hit him right in the hands. It's like a pick six. Eddie Jackson from St. Nick's defense.
Hold on. Hold on.
Come on.
Hold on.
You got to catch him and run it back.
Do you remember the Super Bowl when Alfred had the pick that bounced off his hand and Julian Edelman caught it? That would have ended the game?
Would have ended the game.
I remember Alfred pick six. He ran a pick
so
six.
So what would happen? I can't believe Alfred dropped that ball.
Yeah, wait. When you opened your restaurant after the game,
exactly.
who came in and bought a big W? I think Tom Brady did.
Wentz got a pop-up shop. He sells Philly cheesesteaks and doves.
Okay.
He been selling them doves 9.
Tell me when it's my turn.
It's your turn.
Really?
Yep.
So help me out here. Who has had the higher degree of difficulty between Wentz in a lifetime and little Tom Brady?
Carson Wentz.
Really?
Wentz.
Oh, okay. So help me out here. Who has the better defense between Philadelphia and New England? Better defense.
New England.
Yeah,
Hold on.
right.
From the start of the season until now, it's been the Eagles.
No.
But if you look at the last 8-9 weeks, it's been the New England Patriots. But go ahead.
That's a lie. That's just such a lie. The Philadelphia Eagles are 3rd in points allowed, and their defense is playing at a far significant higher level than New England's is, because New England still is 30th in yards allowed for the whole year.
Well, Skip, when you give up 42 points, you give up 42 points,
33
33 points, and 30 points, you're going to be bad.
Who has the better offensive line, Carson Wentz or Tom Brady? It's not even close. You've told me 5 times on the show, Brady's taking way too much punishment this year.
He's just early, Skip.
No, he is. Did you watch the Dolphin game?
Skip.
He got annihilated in the Dolphin game, and he still threw 4 touchdown passes.
What about Denver? Did he get annihilated in Denver?
I don't remember.
Denver didn't even show up.
Exactly.
That was ridiculous.
Okay, who has the better run game right now? Because Mike Gillislee, the premier free agent acquisition of the Patriots, has been a healthy scratch the last 3 games. He is a bust. LeGarrette Blount, because of money, he went to Philly, and he's on a mission to prove those Patriots wrong. Am I right?
Yeah.
And then where did Jay Ajayi come from? Oh, he came from the Dolphins, who said, we just can't take him anymore. You can have him, Philadelphia. Better run game.
What about Deion Lewis? How did Deion Lewis do on Sunday?
That's all they got left. He's like 195 pounds.
What about Burkhead?
Yeah. Really? You want Rex Burkhead? You can have him.
Skip.
He's Rex Burkhead.
Oh, now
that's all you got?
The guy caught a touchdown. He rushed for a touchdown against Denver.
Oh, so you think, is he all-pro? Rex Burkhead?
So which one of those guys are all-pro behind Carson Wentz?
Who would you take? Would you take Rex Burkhead or LeGarrette Blount or Jay Ajayi? Help me out. Which one would you?
Which team?
You can have your choice. I think you'd take your 2 guys.
No.
It's not even close, and you're throwing Rex Burkhead at me?
They signed him to a big deal.
Yeah. Who has the better overall offense? It's not even close. It's in Philadelphia. It's a magic carpet ride.
He should be MVP.
Yeah.
So what's the issue?
Gronk is better than anybody that Philly can trot out there.
That's not true.
Skip, the guy
He's a shell of himself.
The guy has 75 touchdowns since 2010, and he's missed 25 games. Let that sink in for a second, Rob.
Who was the best receiver last year on the New England Patriots? Who finally took over the Super Bowl game? It's Julian Edelman.
Yeah.
He makes the big catches. Okay. He's been gone for the whole year. Who was Tom Brady's second favorite target on that team? Chris Hogan, out, gone. Martellus came back, and he's out. I think he's bound for IR.
Yeah,
I don't know how he's doing. I don't know how he's doing this. He's doing it with mirrors, smoke and mirrors, and he keeps pulling it off. And he's got 26 touchdowns to only 3 interceptions. It's all-time greatness, and I don't care how old he is, because age does no longer matter to this guy. He's going to play until he's 45.
28, which is more, 28 or 26?
Which has the better ratio, 26-3
No,
or
no,
28-5?
that's not the
Better?
question.
No, but you want the ratio
Who
to
has the most
interceptions.
Okay, I want the better
The
ratio.
ratio is much better on Tom
Okay,
Brady's
how about
side.
this? What's the better ratio, 10-1 or 9-2?
Well, obviously they got one more win, but look what's happened to the NFC East. Look at it. It's disaster, disaster, disaster.
Is that the only team that he's played, the NFC East?
Who has the better strength of schedule right now? It's
No.
New England's played the harder schedule.
Hold on.
Who has the strength of victory, the better wins?
You do know, hold on, Skip. You do know Philadelphia, you know who they play on Sunday.
Well, they haven't played them yet.
And they do play, the following week, they play the Rams.
And meant to be, once again, here we go, once in a lifetime. There's no Richard Sherman.
Don't
there's no
do that,
Cam
Skip.
Chancellor.
No, he
They're
can't
gonna
help
play.
that.
They're going to play one hard game this year, and it's going to be 2 weeks from Sunday, right here in Los Angeles against the Rams. I will give you that. That's a hard game, and it's the only. I look down
Tell
the
me the
schedule.
hard games New England
Okay.
play. Tell me the hard
okay,
games
wait
they
a
play
second. Talk about a cakewalk. Look at. Okay, so they won a game at Carolina. Do you know what New Orleans did to Carolina at Carolina?
I know what Carolina did to New England.
34-13.
Well, what did Carolina do to New England?
Okay, they won.
They beat them in
Yeah,
Foxborough.
but
Okay.
look what happened to Carolina at home, and then what happened to Carolina at the Jets last week? They should
They
have
won.
lost. It was lucky.
Joey, that pop-up
was
shop.
a-
What we serve that pop-up shop, Joey?
Wins and losses.
Hot dubs. Get them while they hot.
You know what I always say?
What happened when New England went to New Orleans? Hard place to win.
Yeah.
Tom Brady threw for 302 yards and 3 touchdowns in the first half.
Yeah.
Really?
Dubs.
I'd say that
Carson
works.
Wentz. Dubs. Get them while they hot. A nickel on the
And-
bottom, a
and-
nickel on the top.
Wait a second. What did Tom Brady do against the hottest quarterback in pro football, Deshaun Watson? Again, it was at home. He threw a walk-off touchdown pass. You want to talk about clutch?
Yeah.
To Brandon Cooks. He just ended the game with a 25-yard touchdown.
And what did
Wow.
Carson Wentz do?
Interesting.
What did Carson Wentz do to Dak on Sunday night?
They're a
Joey
disaster.
Johnson said he made
was
them
in
quit.
Jackson. That's quick
They
quit.
quit.
They're a disaster. They don't have Sean Lee. They
are
quit
now.
every game.
See?
They quit every game.
Got Fizdale fired, old Sean Lee.
See, sometimes every once in a while somebody comes from nowhere and it's a magic carpet ride where everything breaks right and there's no adversity. The more injured team is by far New England, right?
Rob, what do we think? Everything breaks your way with no adversity. Happened to somebody else we know last year, huh?
Right? Exactly. But we all. But
So this
that's,
time-
that's why we call Tom Brady the LOAT. Because he's
the
the luckiest
luckiest.
of all
Wait,
time.
what
And
it-
so many things have broken
Wait,
his
so
way.
he's lucky to lose Edelman and Chris
No,
Hogan?
but I'm
Really?
always talking about
okay.
Tom Brady is always getting a break. We talked
Where?
about it before.
What break has he gotten? His defense has been a
Kevin
wreck.
Coleman get a concussion in the Super Bowl and comes out, and Devontae Freeman comes in there and misses the block.
He didn't lead the
Nah.
greatest comeback in sports history.
Nah.
No, but Atlanta helped
incredible.
out. That's what
they
I'm
helped
talking
out?
about. They helped out.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
all I know.
Here's the point. Tom Brady should win MVP. There's no way he will because of the Brady hate, the resentment, the jealousy.
Brady?
And I just got it right,
10-1.
double barrel. I got it.
10-1, high QBR, more touchdowns.
And he's got a new super fan in LeBron.
Yeah.
Tougher schedule, New England.
Walk it to him wins. What do
Here
you
we
call
go.
Tom?
I'll
I
tell
call
you
it
one
walk
thing.
it to him wins.
Is he going to walk it to the LA Coliseum here? Let's see what happens.
LeBron is the ultimate front runner, though.
Rob, stop.
No mercy. Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Joy Taylor. We're back at the same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.